Hello. If you are in the class portion, you may have already watched a long video from me because I just finished it and I still haven't gotten my coffee, and Osiris, my kitty, is still telling me I need to be done. So I'm going to try to make this one faster. If you are only in the lab, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Linda Bernhardt. I'm the one doing this course. So, environmental science lab online. Could it be weirder? Yeah, probably. I am going to show you a few things, and since my computer is processing the one I just recorded, something might pop up on the screen in a little bit. If so, oops, we'll fix it. So your lab course, this is the lab. This is the picture you should see. These are a bunch of windmills or a wind farm in Texas when I was driving cross country in, I want to say 2018. Anyway, main things you need to know. Along here is where you're going to have all of your important information, and you will have announcements that pop up here. Always good to read the announcements. The first announcement that will be showing up will be right when the course opens on January 8th. And it's going to remind you, it's going to remind you that if you are in the class and if you are in the lab, that they are two separate courses, two separate grades. You have to do work in both. Both of them have stuff due every single week. So in order to access stuff, you will have to start with the week 1 folder, week 2, week 3, depending on whatever week it is. So you would click on week 1 and then week 1 file. Always open the file. Everything is set to where it will not open until you open that week's file, which is what it's telling you right here in red, saying you have to make sure to do it. There's going to be a lot of words because I'm trying to communicate with you about what to do. You can't just randomly click on tabs at the top and understand what to do. So these are helpful hyperlinks. This is the stuff for this week. Now we go back over here to week 1. You will see they're also here. So we've got the video. This is a goofy intro I made a very long time ago, but I've just kept it anyway. Your introduction, there is an introduction in the class, there is an introduction in the lab. You have to do both. And notice it even tells you in red, reminding you that these are two separate courses. And then you have a syllabus course quiz. Week 1 in the lab is insanely easy. Now, after week 1, when you get to week 2, that's when we're going to start actual lab stuff. Again, you have to open this. Notice it says right here, you have to visit the contents of week 2. This one will tell you you have to have looked at that, and so on and so forth. So you have to. So remember, you open the link for the week, and it will tell you again what we're doing. This is discussing some of the stuff. Now, are you coming up? There you go. Osiris has decided to be here. You can see his tail and possibly his butt. Anyway, how this lab works, there are going to be quite a few different assignments pop up. And each time it will be something different you have to turn in. And sometimes it'll be like a quiz. Sometimes it will be an assignment that you write up. Sometimes it might be a discussion. Each one has its own directions. So follow the specific directions. There is going to be a semester-long project. I am still finishing it up, and I will make a video for this semester-long project. But this starts it off giving you the basic gist. It's telling you about it. There's a discussion board you can use to discuss with other people about it, and a bunch of data. This is all going to be based on COVID-19 because it's environmental science and we are in a pandemic, so may as well. And what it's going to be is you're going to be learning how to actually analyze the information. So there will be a separate video just about the semester-long project. And heads up, it's called semester-long because it takes the whole semester. And then we've got our syllabus. So we're going to go through our syllabus in just a moment. Once the syllabus is done, I might say a couple more things and then I'm done because I really do want to just be done. Anyway, here's your syllabus. This is me, Linda Bernhardt. Email, best way to reach me. This comes straight to my phone and I will answer it like this. If you send me a message through Brightspace, it might take me a little bit longer because that is not sent to my phone. So if you want my reaction or my response quickly, email it and it will come to my phone. And I'm doing this because my phone's on the table. There's no textbook at all for our lab, none. This is a whole bunch of legalese stuff, but then that brings me here. When you are attaching a file for your assignment, that means it will be under the assignment tab and it tells you to attach a file. It has to be a Word document. If I'm asking you for a bunch of screenshots, they have to all be in there properly. I will do my best to talk you through this for each of the labs. I try to make a new video each time to walk you through a bunch of these labs to help. Some of them are old videos. If I have time to get to each one, I know if I have time to get to each one, making a new video before we get to it, then I will post brand new videos each time. Otherwise, they might be old. And so if you're confused about any of them, there it is. So if you're confused about any of them, ask me. But this is just reminding you it has to be a single Word document. So if you are doing one that has, like, say, 10 pictures, you do not attach 10 files. You put all 10 pictures into one document and you attach the one document. And no links for the online stuff at all. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Most of this is typical. Now we're going to get to the grading policy. Grading policy is I use a point system. My point system means that every single thing you do, you earn points. These all just add up to be your final grade. As soon as you have 900 points, you have an A. That means if you have managed to get 900 points before the end of the term, you don't have to do the last couple of things because you've already got your 900 points. Your points never go down. They always go up, always. Now, the other thing is, notice in bold here, I say there's no rounding of grades. That means if you have 899.7, you will have a B because that is not 900 points. I have extra things built in throughout the semester. So if you stay on top of everything, it's not an issue. If you are one of those people who does the bare minimum, that will be an issue, just so you're worried. Some of these take a while. So you want to start early. Do not wait until Friday to turn them in. I also will not accept anything turned in the wrong location. You're supposed to be able to follow directions. This is about plagiarism, saying don't do it. You already know what it is, so don't do it. Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act of 1974 means I can't talk about any of your stuff with anybody but you. And I can't talk about your grades on the phone or through an email. So if you want to discuss your grades, you have to either set up a Zoom meeting with me with video on, or we discuss it through Brightspace. Blah, 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 stuff. Feel free to read it. This one, page 9, it's letting you know everything closes on Friday nights at 10 p.m. Friday night, 10 p.m. Don't forget that. 10 p.m. Friday night. Here's how you get your points. For that simple, easy syllabus course quiz, 50 points, half a letter grade right there. Easiest job ever. Your introduction post, 50 points right there. Every one of your labs, 50 points. Semester-long project is 200 points total. That's 2 letter grades. And then you have a final exam worth 100 points. It's a lot of work, but that's because this is a lab. You have something every single week. Some of it is expanded throughout. So this is what I really want to point out. Well, right here, week 9, I have you work on your semester-long projects. Week 10, you have spring break. Your final projects are due week 16. Notice right here, it says plant lab due. Plant lab due is week 8. Notice week 5, it tells you start plants. I wish I could only highlight just that. Yeah, there we go. Start plants. This is because there is a lab that you are going to have to grow some plants. You are going to need potting soil, you're going to need radish seeds or something similar, and you're going to need cups and some bottles and water and salt. These are things that are not difficult to obtain, but people seem to go crazy about it every single term. This is one of those labs that either it is your favorite lab the entire term or you absolutely hate it. I haven't really seen much in between, but I purposely tell you week 5 to start your plants because a couple of you are going to have a wonderful job and everything's going to be perfect and rainbows will be overhead and birds chirping and everything is perfect. That's not what most people get. Most people get problems, things not growing, can't find the seeds, they plant them, their kid knocked them over, their dog ate it, a squirrel came in and took it, nothing sprouted, had to start over. There's always something. You only need 1 week's worth of data, but I give you 3 to 4 weeks to do this in order to be able to restart. So being told to start growing them in week 5 is very serious. Take me up on it. Start it in week 5. And yes, week 5, I'm going to remind you again. It's not a difficult lab if you actually stay on top of it. Like start it early. So, yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's your syllabus. And I'm sure you're going to have questions. Feel free to ask. If you are in the class and you watched the video, you already got this. I'll give you the lab for those who are not also in the class. Quick little thing. I am not quite your typical instructor, and some people love me, some people hate me. It's whatever, it is what it is. I have no tolerance for lying or excuses, and I'm very strict on rules, and that's part of why some people hate me. Ironically, that's the reason some other people really like me, is because I'm very strict on these rules and I don't take crap. But anyway, I am also on the autism spectrum, and so communication can sometimes be a little bit of an issue. I do my best. It's also part of why I use so many words and why I started doing these videos, is because I found more of this sometimes helps and gets it across better than, written word. That, and I've discovered so many people don't friggin' read anything, which I don't understand, but that's beside the point. I am also ADHD, so I get distracted very easily. I also have PTSD and different anxiety issues, so I'm very jumpy. I also have asthma and recently diagnosed with a inflammation something or other, and so I have some health stuffs. And so my life is kind of like this. I do what I can. I have 4 jobs and I'm getting another master's right now. And so my life gets very hectic. I do my best to stay on top. Life for the past 2 years has been trying to gut me. And if something happens, I keep you posted. I never leave you guys in the dark. And so I will post an announcement, like if something's going crazy and so it's got me behind. If life has me behind, then I adjust stuff for you guys because it's not fair. I am 100% fair. And that's part of what drives people crazy, because I will not do something for one person that I won't do for the rest. I am very strict about deadlines because you have time to do them. Do I have, or will I probably have, athletes, single parents, and people who have overloaded their classes? Yeah. And every one of you still decided to take the course, so every one of you still have to keep up with the same rules. That's kind of the way it goes. Now, if you have any kind of disability where you need accommodations, you need to go through the access office. They'll contact me and we'll totally set that up. That's fine. If you need help with anything, whether it's for the class or whether it's for the lab, hit me up. Send me a message. I will do my best. I will always try to communicate with you, but I might not always understand what you're asking. You might ask something, or you might say something that you think is so crystal clear and I don't understand, and I'm going to ask you. I will straight up say I do not understand, and I will ask for clarification. I'm not doing that to make you feel bad, because it's not your fault. It's my fault. It's my brain just isn't wrapping around it. And so if I do that, I really do appreciate it if you could explain it to me, because I want to learn. And what I also said on my class one, which I'm going to throw here, is if I ever say anything or use words or phrases or something that you find offensive or that bother you, and it could even just be that you yourself have a particular trigger word, that happens. Let me know, and I will do my best to adjust. I can't guarantee I'll be perfect, but I will do what I can, because I want this to be a relatively safe place. And I want you to enjoy it. I love environmental science. I have fun with the labs. I designed this whole course, and I keep, tweaking it and stuff. So I guess that's it. It's now time for me to go have my coffee. And I will see you at some other point in another video, and possibly in a Zoom meeting if you ever request one. And I guess that's it. Until next time, peace out.